Hello, future Grandmasters. I'm back after almost 2 weeks without posting on YouTube. As many of you know, I was playing the Aral Open, and I didn't post any recaps. I didn't analyze any of my games. I really wanted to let the chess speak for itself. So first, I wanted to recap the tournament. Started really well. I started with 4.5 out of 5. I had an amazing victory against Denis Lazovic where I sacrificed 2 pieces, and it was quite a beautiful game. Then I finished the game with 4 draws against Hakopian, Nepomniachtchi, Yesipenko, and Rapport. Probably the main chance that I missed was against Rapport. The other games were quite solid. And the other notable moment was sort of Jan forcing a draw against me. Of course, there are different ways to interpret him forcing a draw. Obviously, he's leading the tournament, and a draw sort of helps secure him a victory. But with the white pieces, it's quite a questionable thing to do. One important thing that I think I've discussed briefly before is that Jan has sort of repeatedly tried to remove me from tournaments or to prevent me from participating in tournaments that he's been playing in, particularly the Gashimov Memorial, which was last September that I was invited to. And about a week before the event, when everything was confirmed, I was about to book my ticket, or I was waiting for them to book my ticket. He was one of the players who demanded that I was removed, along with other participants in the tournament. Which, again, is quite cowardly and quite disappointing, and it's something that he hasn't addressed publicly. So for him to sort of force a draw with white, and I avoided, I could have played the Berlin, I could have played a sort of more forcing line of the Marshall. I really wanted to play, but there was nothing that I could do in the end. So it's quite disappointing that players continue avoiding me, continue trying to blacklist me, because I really believe that everything should be settled on the chessboard. So regardless, I gained 2 rating points. I had a decent tournament. It was quite last minute. A lot of the top players lost a lot of rating. It was a really difficult tournament. A lot of really strong and talented young players. The result could be considered a success. Of course, it would have been nice if I won my last game against Rapport. I did have quite a good position after the opening, but anyways, it was a grueling event. Regardless, then obviously after the event, I challenged Nepomniachtchi to a match, and there are a couple of things that he said in response to that I could sort of address his comments. So obviously, the offer was $100,000. If he wins, $50,000 to him for the charity, and sort of he criticized that it was too much money and I should just offer the match. First of all, I did offer the match privately through his coach before I made a public statement in the interview with Morozevich. And the main point of the money is to sort of show that if he declines such a ridiculous offer like $100,000, then it shows that people don't want to give me the chance to actually play. And they just want me to sort of my career to be ruined, right? And such malicious intent and such malicious actions, and I would have hoped would have exposed the people working against me, and that I'm simply a chess player who wants to play chess, and all these people are trying to ruin my career and don't even want to give me the chance to play. So again, if I had issues with someone, and again, the context of blacklisting me from tournaments is extremely important, right? St. Louis has not invited me to a single tournament in 3 years. Recently, some absolutely insane things happened with St. Louis, where they invited me to the Spring Chess Classic. So that would be the first invitation to me in 3 years. However, I responded to the email saying, okay, who's playing? I asked, and then I also asked about the American Cup Blitz. Now, the American Cup is happening right now, and there's a Blitz tournament after where 100 players are allowed to play. Now, you would think that one of the top Blitz players in the world would be allowed to play, right? 100 players, just play. It's insane. And they didn't reply to my email. So that means that St. Louis not only has blacklisted me, they have gone to such unimaginable level to where they're inviting me, and then when I ask a question, like a basic respectful question, the invitation just disappears. So they didn't reply to 3 emails. Like I don't understand. And then finally, after more emails, they said, "Oh, you can't play the American Cup Blitz because we're not extending an invitation to any players except for Missouri," which is like the excuse doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So if any player outside of Missouri participates in this tournament, then they just it's just a proven lie. Obviously that's going to happen. And then they didn't address the revoked invitation of Spring Chess Classic, which like makes no sense. So I don't know. Maybe the reason I haven't posted is I've been sort of having to take some time to process all of this and understand my next steps. So to sort of have my own country completely against me, not just having no support, but actually actively trying to ruin my career, I can't imagine what would drive people to do such terrible things. Obviously, you know, the Dubov match was a difficult loss. It wasn't really the loss that bothered me. It was more so the constant sort of disrespect from Dubov. At one moment, sort of before the match, during the match, he was speaking to me on my move, and then he didn't. After the match, he didn't shake my hand, and then he walked out immediately and said that the clown show is finally over. You know, like staring right into the camera, leaving without saying anything, and then messaging me after saying that like I should be the one to pay and arrange and like do the lie detector in UAE, like 13-hour flight away, and I should be the one to pay and arrange all of it. It's like it's really just mind-boggling the level of just disrespect from the chess world and from chess players. And like I have no intention of giving someone like Dubov, who behaved honestly like a child, the honor of asking me a question in the lie detector, which is, you know, pure pseudoscience, when I have honestly nothing to prove. And I really hate this narrative, and I'm not even going to acknowledge over-the-board accusations or acknowledge chess.com's blatant defamatory accusations, because I have nothing to prove, right? I have, despite all of the things that have been done to me, I've continued to improve, I've continued to perform. I have nothing left to prove. The onus is on them to prove that these aren't absolutely terrible people who tried to destroy a 19-year-old kid's life because of a personal and sick vendetta. So the lie detector is not happening. It's pseudoscience. He behaved disrespectfully. Like, you don't expect to say the clown show is over. You know, again, I tried so hard to treat these people with respect and to be reasonable, but like I'm not gonna pay for an entire trip and put up Dubov in a nice little hotel in Dubai to answer one question in the lie detector about something that's been categorically proven. My innocence has been proven time and time again, and it's not my job to prove my innocence. It's like I guess people in chess aren't familiar with the concept of presumed innocence. So I think with regards to the Nepo match, I would really like to play the match, and my putting up $100,000 has made it clear how much I would like to play, because I want things to be settled on the chessboard. But when he says that there are things about my character that he doesn't like, and all these details, and he's like forcing organizers to kick me out. Like, I don't understand how that is sort of morally defensible anyway, and that's again a blatant sort of FIDE ethics violation as well. So when people I literally, if I didn't play an Aeroflot, I could have gone like a year without a classical chess tournament. So how am I supposed to improve? How am I supposed to become the world champion if I have no opportunities to compete? So obviously that's why I took some time. I filmed sort of a mini documentary in Moscow. I went to the chess museum, which was absolutely beautiful. I got to see so much chess history. I got to see the room and table where Bobby Fischer played. So that was super, super inspiring. All the world champions since Alakine have visited the museum. So hopefully I visited early. So once I become world champion, I'll be added to that list. Obviously, Thursday, Settle Tuesday went out, and I'm going to return to crushing everyone online. I'm going to be training super, super hard for the next 3 weeks in preparation for the Fischer Random Tournament in Paris. I'm going to be bringing my coach Vladimir Kramnik to Paris, where we're going to have a IRL live stream from Paris. So every single detail, every single moment is going to be documented with a full-time videographer following me and Kramnik around. And then after Paris, Kramnik will also join me in the Grand K Open tournament. So there's going to be from April 8th to the 21st, there's going to be 2 huge tournaments against the best players in the world. And, again, they're not going to be able to run away forever. So I'm going to continue documenting my training. I'm going to be streaming a lot. We've got huge, huge, huge plans. I'm going to post some of this sort of footage from Russia. I'm also going to start documenting my training in life in sort of a vlog-esque way. So, stay tuned for all of that. And again, I appreciate all the support. I hate to be so negative. I hate to sort of always talk about all these terrible things that are happening to me. But the only way and the only solution is to win.